In this episode, we're diving into the times Family Guy took on religion with no filter whatsoever. 10. God's frequent appearances in Quahog. Let's start with none other than God himself. In April in Quahog, Peter has a brief encounter with God.
Subservience to an imaginary being.
So, I'm not gonna die?
Nope, not for another 4 years.
Thank you, God!
Bless you, my child.
Who is casually sitting on the couch, flipping channels like he's just another guy.
Sir, we think the Griffin guy gets it.
Good, good. Peggy, turn off the plagues, please.
Yes, sir, Mr. Patterson.
She's new.
What makes this moment so savage is how Family Guy portrays the all-powerful creator as
My wife messed around with another chick! Thank you, God!
Don't mention it, Peter.
God, he knows what turns you on.
Have fun.
indifferent and out of touch. He's not orchestrating the universe. He's just
It's just some trash blowing in the wind. Do you have any idea how complicated your circulatory system is?
trying to find something to watch on TV.
Oh, damn.
How is it?
You know what? We'll put you in the 80s. You'll pass for hot. Now get in the van with Kelly McGillis. Next stop, Hollywood! Hee-haw! Hee-haw!
Talk about a downgrade from divine omnipotence to lazy couch potato. And then there's Thanksgiving, where God appears yet again, only this time
You were Henry VIII.
Wow!
Let me finish. You were Henry, the 8th guy to have sex with Rock Hudson at one of his pool parties.
Aw.
he's using his powers to fix a bad dish. It's another moment where the show presents the Almighty in a mundane, almost laughable way, as though he's just a regular guy messing around with cosmic powers for trivial reasons. Moments like these make you wonder, if God is out there, is he really paying attention to the big stuff? 9. Jesus at the mall. Let's talk about that time Family Guy literally had Jesus working at the mall.
Well, if you're not Jesus Christ, then you won't mind if I pee on these Amy Grant CDs.
Don't!
Aha! You are Jesus!
Yes, I am.
Oh my God! Jesus Christ! The Messiah! You've returned! You've returned to bring us the good word!
What word?
Ah, well, a bad.
In I Dream of Jesus, Peter meets Jesus, who's been living undercover as a record store employee. Peter doesn't waste time asking for miracles. He just wants to hang out with the Son of God like he's a regular guy.
Everyone, may I have your attention, please? I would like to introduce you to the one, the only, Jesus Christ. That's right. That's Jesus Christ right here.
When Jesus gets back into the public eye, things spiral out of control, poking fun at modern celebrity culture. This episode's brilliance lies in how it brings religious reverence down to earth, treating Jesus like a reality TV star. Family Guy takes another jab at religion in Christmas Guy when Peter brings Jesus to a holiday party.
Oh, this Christmas carnival has everything. Games, food. Oh my God, it's the carolers from A Christmas Story.
Deck their hearts with boughs of holly.
The moment where Jesus awkwardly chats with everyone like an out-of-place relative during Christmas is peak Family Guy satire. It's Jesus, but with the same awkward energy as a guy trying to avoid small talk at a work function. 8. Peter versus the Jewish faith Family Guy doesn't shy away from taking jabs at Judaism either.
I didn't mean, oh my God, either. I know he's your God, too. Oy.
And on this day, the Sabbath,
In When You Wish Upon a Weinstein, Peter hilariously attempts to make Chris Jewish because he believes it will make him smarter and more successful.
Mr. Griffin, I still don't understand. Why exactly does your son want to join the Jewish faith?
I don't know. He's bi-curious.
I appreciate your interest, but Judaism takes a serious commitment.
How much for one of those?
You can't just buy a bar mitzvah. It requires a lot of study.
Can we skip that part? I mean, come on. If Chris knew how to study, he wouldn't need to become Jewish in the first place, right? Right? Right?
The entire episode is full of stereotypes that push the limits, but the comedic timing and exaggerated ignorance of Peter help the satire hit harder.
Jeez, Max, I don't know about this. I went to Catholic school. I'm not sure this is allowed. Ah, what the hell?
Oh dear. Sister Mary Joseph, it appears Peter Griffin has entered a synagogue.
It's offensive, sure, but it's Peter Griffin being obliviously offensive, which somehow makes it worse and funnier. And who could forget when Lois discovers she's Jewish in Family Guy? Peter's discomfort with her newfound identity leads to some truly ridiculous moments.
Oh, hello, Lois. I would have thought you'd have moved in with your mother by now.
No, Peter, I'm just pretty much letting this run its course.
Well, I'm sorry you're handling this so poorly, but have you seen Kathy? We were going to go get her passport renewed.
Oh, Chris took her into his room about 10 minutes ago.
What? That whore!
Including a dream where Peter, dressed as a Hasidic Jew, gets into a fistfight with Jesus. Because, you know, in Family Guy, why stop at one religious figure when you can mock two at once? 7. God's Awkward Night Out. In Holy Crap, Family Guy explores Peter's strained relationship with his ultra-religious father. The episode culminates in Peter kidnapping the Pope to try to win his father's approval.
Give the Pope there, Luke.
Are you sure this is Boston?
Yeah, it's Boston. See, look, there's Harvard.
That's just a barn.
Ooh, someone went to Yale.
Naturally, everything goes wrong and the Pope is portrayed as just another confused old man.
Peter, you've raised a fine family.
Yeah, well, my dad thinks I'm a screw-up. And in fact, I was hoping you could change his mind. He'd have to believe you. You're God's go-to guy.
Well, your father is entitled to his opinion, but more important is what you think. Look deep in your heart, my son.
The episode pokes fun at blind religious devotion, especially through Peter's bumbling attempts to connect with his faith.
Rise, my son. You are indeed worthy, for you have raised a fine son. His zest for life is an affirmation of God's great love within us all.
Wow. And that's from the freaking Pope. So I guess you were wrong about me, huh, Dad?
I was wrong, all right.
The show takes things even further in Not All Dogs Go to Heaven, when Meg becomes religiously obsessed and tries to force the rest of her family into church-going saints.
I want to share the word of God with everyone I know, starting with my family. Now, everyone hold hands, because we're going to say grace before we eat. Dad, would you like to do the honors?
Are you kidding? I'd love a chance to shine.
The juxtaposition of Meg's newfound piety with the Griffins' utter disregard for faith makes for some hilarious moments.
Look, Meg, I've had enough of this. You're not gonna convert me.
But, Brian, I just want you to feel the joy that I feel. I mean, the church makes me feel accepted and safe, and part of something bigger than myself.
But, Meg, you don't need an outside voice to feel those feelings. They're inside you.
Especially when God himself appears in the sky to question why anyone would take this all so seriously. 6. Quagmire's Christian Neighbors. In Thanksgiving, the show takes a shot at Christianity when Quagmire's sister gets into a relationship with a controlling, hyper-religious man.
If anything should happen to you, I'm not responsible, blah, blah, blah. I'm just boring myself.
Giggity!
Did you just say giggity?
Yeah, sorry. Sometimes I just blurt that out when I get excited.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
The satire here isn't just in the jokes, but in how Family Guy portrays the hypocrisy of ultra-religious characters who hide behind their faith to justify their horrible behavior.
Hello, fellow daddy-os.
Did you bang your kid yet?
Okay, Peter, can I talk to you for a second? I'm sorry, but I am not going to stand for any misogyny. 2019. Time-tested jokes like that are now offensive and not funny at all.
It's a bit more subtle than some other episodes, but just as savage. We also see another reference in Jerome is the New Black.
You are a wonderful addition to our group.
Hey, thanks, Peter. I like you guys, too. What do you say we hit another bar? Keep it going.
I can't. There's a girl tied up in my basement who needs some food.
That's funny. You funny, Pointy Man.
Yeah,
where Quagmire's inner turmoil clashes with the religious expectations placed on him by his overly judgmental neighbors.
I'd never do anything to hurt you or your family. Now you're breaking my heart.
Jerome, wait. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
I'm sorry, Lois.
It's a quick but effective roast of Christian moral superiority, and of course, Quagmire's inability to follow any moral compass. 5. Buddhism, the Griffin Way. In Road to India, Family Guy ventures into Buddhist territory, roasting everything from meditation to reincarnation.
Thanks, Ganesha.
I am so happy that you are here. In fact, my family is having a big party tonight. You must both come as my guests.
Stewie and Brian's journey to India to find enlightenment ends up being more of a cultural disaster.
Stewie, what do we do?
Quick, hit the red buttons!
Wow, that came in handy.
Yeah.
Now let's get out of here.
Let's see what their wieners look like. No, let's get out of here.
As the duo gets sidetracked by their complete misunderstanding of Buddhist teachings.
Anyway, Padma works in Bangalore, so we gotta hurry and catch the train.
I can't believe we're really in India. Oh, look over there. Those cute little kids are playing cowboys and Indians.
The jokes are rapid fire, from poking fun at karma to absurd yoga positions.
How dare you? To us, cows are sacred.
That's right. You are disrespecting our entire culture.
And why did Wes Anderson come here to make his worst movie?
All with a heavy dose of cultural insensitivity.
Is it like our Colonel Chutneys?
Does Colonel Chutneys make you sick?
Not every time.
Then no, it's very different.
There's also a hilarious moment in Go, Stewie, Go.
But I don't want to go home. I want to be on Jolly Farm.
Well, you heard her. They're only auditioning little girls. Now, come on, let's get out of here.
I suppose you're right. Nothing I can do.
Where Stewie, in the midst of another of his evil plans, declares he's going to spend his next reincarnation as a better version of himself.
You know, why don't I just meet you home? I'm going to run some errands.
You sure you're okay?
I'm positive. Absolutely positive.
It's classic Stewie.
Julie's my sister's co-star on Jolly Farm.
Hi, Brian.
Why don't you keep her company while I go fetch Karina?
Just make sure you get her fast.
A total misunderstanding of a belief system for personal gain.
Just go see for yourself. I'm not your secretary, Karina. Why are you so cruel to me? Is it because I'm the pretty one? The talented one? Oh, for God's sakes, you know we're all sick of you. That's right, all of us.
4. The Mormon Jesus.
Welcome to another edition of Cross-Legged Chat. Our guest on today's show is local best-selling children's book author David Chicago. Welcome.
Thank you.
Family Guy also doesn't spare the Mormons.
You know, I'd see these cripple kids limping down the sidewalk on my way to work, and I would just laugh, and I thought, hey, put that in a book.
In the Book of Joe, the show depicts Mormonism as a cheerful but bizarrely misguided belief system.
You can't kick me off the project. I'm David Chicago.
I'm the one who wrote the book.
Joe, come on, let's not kid ourselves, all right? Everybody knows my face now. And besides, I'm the only one of the two of us who can do a squirrel voice.
Peter makes multiple cracks at the Mormon practice of door-to-door evangelizing.
I forgive you, Peter.
You do?
Yeah. The truth is, without you, I never would have had the confidence to get my book published in the first place. And that's all I ever wanted.
With quips about how cheerful Mormon missionaries somehow managed to make even the end of days sound fun.
The Single Girl's Guide to Happy Hour. Dogs who look like presidents. This one's just pictures of people reacting to farts. I like where the USA is headed.
The end of the world moment in April in Quahog.
Neptune and Pluto have already been consumed, and scientists estimate that the event horizon will reach Earth by tomorrow.
That's right, Tom, which means that all life on Earth will be destroyed within 24 hours.
Gives us another chance to roast the Mormons as they're portrayed as the only people happy about the apocalypse.
Psych! Ha-ha! Embedded in the hand. Yeah, you see it fits in there, because there's a hole in it. Have fun where you're going.
Their faith seems to make them almost too ready for the end, turning a dark situation into absurd comedy.
I guess so. For my friend, on our last day on Earth.
You're a good man, Joe Swanson.
3. Allah's cameo in Turban Cowboy.
You know, I never seen a hat like that before, so I'm very scared of it.
No, this is just a taqiyya. It's a traditional Muslim prayer cap.
Oh. Hey, you know who'd look funny wearing one of those? The Monopoly guy.
Correct!
Family Guy boldly tackles Islam with a storyline where Peter inadvertently becomes involved with a terrorist cell.
Ah! Oh my God! Everybody down! So are these toys just like to take?
The show plays on stereotypes, pushing the envelope with jokes about jihadists and terrorism, while Peter remains blissfully ignorant of the whole thing.
We're the land of the free and the home of the sunburnt, freckled fat guy. A place where Jenny McCarthy has a role in the debate over childhood vaccinations. A country where you can walk into any IHOP and see black women fighting. And where Ubu is considered a good dog, even though he never sat.
The absurdity of Peter casually joining a terrorist group makes it one of the most controversial episodes.
The attack will happen tomorrow during afternoon rush hour, and that's actually where you come in, Peter. In order to get past the checkpoint at the toll plaza, we will need an American behind the wheel to arouse the least amount of suspicion.
There's also a subtle moment in Road to Rhode Island where Stewie's quick aside about the 72 virgins takes a shot at Islamic extremism.
I say, walk slower, dog. My huggies are already holed up in Box Canyon.
The show's use of religious figures and symbols in moments of dark humor keeps the satirical edge sharp.
Come on, Betty, why don't we get these fellas some sandwiches?
Look at Jesus standing over there all by himself. You'd think those bulldogs would invite him to their card game.
Though sometimes it walks a fine line between satire and insensitivity.
And God said, "Oh, I'm sorry, is this better? Check, check, check. Jerry, pull the high end out. I'm still getting some hiss back here."
Say something about my mother.
2. Catholic guilt. The Griffin family curse.
Being there today reminded me of how important religious services are to the moral fiber of a family. And lately, this family has been lacking moral fiber. Especially you, Meg.
Family Guy often has a field day with Catholicism, and nowhere is that more evident than in Boys Do Cry.
That baby just threw up the host!
That's a sign of the devil!
Oh my God, is he possessed?
He's possessed!
That baby is possessed by Satan!
After Stewie pretends to be possessed, the Griffins flee to Texas, where Lois gets involved in the local Catholic community.
Hey, Lois, great news. We can go back to Quahog.
I know, Brian. Shh, we're about to see if Stewie won.
Wait a minute. You know? How long have you known?
A few weeks. Who cares?
The jokes about guilt, confession, and the extreme nature of some religious practices fly fast, with Peter doing everything he can to avoid a life of penance.
Man, Texas is great. Back where I'm from, a retarded guy could never have this much fun.
What'd you just say?
What? Technically, I'm retarded.
In Padre de Familia, Peter embraces Catholicism in a hilarious send-up of the church's rites and rituals.
Ah, sweet! We are out of here! Now I can do what I planned to do this morning. Gladiator mice!
It's a biting satire of both immigrant struggles and the contradictions within religious teachings. Peter's short-lived religious fervor is both a critique and a joke at the expense of those who see faith as a quick fix.
Number 1. Who discovered America?
Dick York?
No.
Dick Sargent. It was Dick Sargent.
Question number 2. Complete this sentence. The land of the free and the home of the blank.
Home of the Whopper?
1. God's one-night stand. At the top of the list is one of the most savage jokes ever aired on Family Guy.
Now give me a hug before I give you a knuckle sandwich. Huh? Huh?
Peter, I can't hug you. Peter, cut it out. Peter, I'm serious. Peter!
When God is portrayed as a sleazy, one-night stand kind of guy in Holy Crap.
Hey, I just got a crazy idea.
Why?
Hey, I just got another crazy idea.
After a night with a girl, God awkwardly tries to sneak out the next morning. The way Family Guy reduces a divine figure to a regular, flawed guy sneaking out of a hookup is peak blasphemous humor.
Do you think you're a screw-up?
Well? No, I'm not.
And exactly why the show's religious satire hits so hard.
Wow, and that's from the freaking Pope. So I guess you were wrong about me, huh, Dad?
I was wrong, all right.
Stand by, boys.
I was wrong about you.
Another memorable moment comes in Peter's to Dad.
You're my father. Who am I now? Yeah, I came all the way from America to find you. I suppose it's money you're wanting. I owe you some allowance and so forth.
where Peter literally fights God in a bar brawl after a night of heavy drinking. It's a visual metaphor for Peter's constant conflict with religion, and the physicality of the fight makes it an outrageous way to wrap up this countdown.
All right. Welcome to me family, Peter. You hear that, Brian? I'm a McFinnigan now. I can forget all about Francis.
You know, there's something you should always remember, Peter. Francis may not have been your father, but he raised you as if you were his own. And if that isn't love, I don't know what is.
Wow, I guess you're right.
And there you have it. Family Guy's most savage jokes on religion. From God's awkward night out to Peter's misunderstandings of every major faith.
Ah, sweet, we are out of here. Now I can do what I planned to do this morning. Gladiator mice.
The show has spared no one. Did we miss a particularly blasphemous moment?
Look, I'm just a faithful Catholic man with a family crisis that only His Holiness can resolve.
Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe, or Peter might just convert you to his own religion, where the only commandment is to bring him beer. See you next time.